Hi, I'm Marissa.
I'm Aurora. And I'm Gigi.
And we're here with Homeschooling. And this is actually our week 10, 11, 12, and 13. Really, it's our March update because things got really crazy. And we're homeschoolers, not YouTubers. So our March update, the big thing that changed in March was our astronomy. We use, let me grab it. This is Apologies Astronomy, which I do love. Ooh, there we go. Sorry, got a little glare. I love it because it goes in depth.
And we've been doing this.
Oh, hold on. It goes really in depth, and it comes along with, or you can, I guess, purchase this nice little booklet that goes along with the readings that has different, here it is. We have the junior astronomy notebook because our kids are younger. And they've got all sorts of fun things like,
That's mine.
what do you call it? Crossword puzzle and little writing assignments
Mine.
and vocabulary, cool
Mine.
little activities. But the problem, we were sitting on the bed, this is the beginning of the month, and I was trying to do the reading and the girls were just rambunctious. We had, to give you some background, we had started on the Venus chapter. And we had read some things about Venus, and then we took a few weeks off. And then we came back, and I tried to review. And I said, do you remember Venus's atmosphere? No, I don't remember anything. Okay, so then we'd go back and we'd read it again. A few weeks later, something would come up. A few weeks later, we'd go back to review it again, and they didn't remember anything.
And it's really thick.
It is. It's really thick.
Like an otter coat.
Now we remember. So I remember we all took a nap, and I woke up and I thought, what is it that you want them to get out of astronomy? Why are you even studying astronomy? And I realized it was two reasons. First of all, we are a religious family, and I want them to understand how, or to appreciate how things are set up in the universe and how that affects us and why the planet is able to stay right where it is. And like I learned that Jupiter is actually a giant vacuum that sucks in a lot of the debris so it doesn't hit Earth. A lot of little things that kind of make you appreciate how the universe is set up.
Mommy?
The second thing, oh, you gotta sit up more. The second thing I want them to appreciate is I want them to stop. What? You can show them the art notebook later. The second thing I wanted them to appreciate is that we have stars up in the sky, and I want them to be able to go out at night and look up and be able to say, hey, look, there's Orion, and there's the Swan, and here's Jupiter and Venus and Mars, and be able to enjoy the night sky and enjoy the beauty that is the night sky. And so woke up from this nap and I thought, those are the reasons. And sitting here reading this book over and over and over doesn't fulfill either of those purposes. And so I scratched the whole thing, and the next day, or that night actually, we pulled out, I've got a telescope that my uncle lent us, and we went outside, got online, I said, what planets can you see in March? And so we looked it up, and we went out that night and we found, what did we find? What did we find that night? Oh no, yeah, so we looked for Venus. We couldn't find Venus that night. And so the next morning we got up really early. We went out and we found Jupiter and Mars. We couldn't find Saturn. It was behind a cloud. But we went out and we actually saw it. And for the first time in several weeks and months, they were really, really excited about going out and looking stars. And so then we watched a few videos. And then the next day, here's why we're sitting in front of this gorgeous wall. We had, let's see if I can tilt this back. We had gone ahead when we started and we made these planets that are all kind of to size. And so this became our astronomy wall. So the next day we started in, here, we'll pull up Aurora's. And we just went back from the very first chapter and started putting the planets on. And instead of filling out long little written assignments that made my girls go, I hate astronomy, we just did little pictures that reminded them what they had learned. And so then Dad comes home that night and they said, Dad, look what we learned. And they showed him all this stuff. And we started doing that. The next day we did, or a couple days later, I guess we did, this is our Space Rocks one, where it's just about the different kinds of comets and meteors and meteorites and why do we call them that and what are they, and suddenly the girls started to remember things and started to appreciate it a little more. The other thing we did is we went through the book, and in the book they have different activities. Now, I don't want to do all the activities. Not all of them I think are pertinent to what I want to teach. So instead, as we went through, and I skimmed, I did not read all of this text. I just kind of skimmed to glean some things that I thought we should know. Instead, as we went through, I would find an activity that I thought would be cool, and I just tagged it and said, you know what, we're going to come back and do this one. And one of those activities, which was really fun, where is it? Is our telescope. And we saw.
I want to show them what
You totally show them that telescope. I have two. So this is all stuff that we bought from homesciencetools.com. We bought a set that goes along with the curriculum.
Except that thing.
Except this thing. So in the book, they have you do one experiment. Home Science Tools has you buy this tube, and this, it's a concave lens, and this other concave lens, I can't see that, that's less strong. But because of the distance and everything, it's the perfect, distance to make a telescope. So we just popped it in one side, popped it in the other, and glued it on. And then we put this on just so you have to have a distance between your eye and the lens. So this was to help the girls understand that they needed a distance. And they got really excited. They took them out. They were looking at the moon, and they were looking at everything else, and discovered that telescopes flip everything upside down. So that was really exciting.
Upside down.
The last thing we did in our kind of astronomy rehash is instead of I was only using the one book. My uncle let me give us this book. It's called, there we go, the Total Sky Watchers Manual. And within this book, they have a whole different set of experiments or things that you can do, but theirs are more focused on go outside and map or track Jupiter's moons, and here's how you find it. Or go outside and hey, stop hitting that. It's easy if you're gonna go look over there. Start looking or start mapping where the shadow is and draw the line and figure out where north, south, east, and west are. And so we've been going through that and starting to do those. That's been kind of our big
And we're
March
gonna
update.
make a compass.
We're gonna make a compass soon. As I said, they're very excited. But point being, my big March homeschooling breakthrough was that if it's not, a curriculum doesn't make or break it. You use curriculums to teach something, and if the curriculum's not teaching it, then change the curriculum. Please stop. Aurora would like to show everybody her art. She's been doing an art class, and she just finished. Here's her art notebook she got to bring back home. And that's gross.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to show them one? You can show them one.
Here was the first thing I did.
Ooh. Okay.
First thing.
That's the first thing. So that, I think, it rounds out our March update. Hopefully we will be better.
All of that.
No. Hopefully we'll be better about doing weekly updates from here on out. But there's our March update. So
No sticking
we're all
all the
done.
time.
We'll talk to everybody later. Bye.